and welcome each and every one of you. With you today is me, Daiga, multilinguistic international coach therapist from DCTcentre, and joining me is Christine Chembers, intuitive psychic medium, spiritual life coach, shop owner, angel card reader, and much, much more. Hello, Christine.
Hello, are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. Before I start our show, I just want to remind everybody that we both taking in clients. Christine is taking in clients for readings, and I think this stone therapy as well already. Yeah.
Yes, spiritual life coaching is what I do, as well as psychic readings, psychic medium readings, and of course, there's the shop that I work out of as well.
Yeah. So Christine is taking clients for that, and I'm taking in clients for coaching and therapy, and using EFT, Reiki, access bars, hypnotherapy, psychotherapy in my work. So if you need some support, both of us are very happy to help, and our contact details will be below the video. Okay, Christine, we can start. How do you want to start? Do you want to start with some meditation from some calming everybody down, or
Yes,
how?
we can do, if that's what you want to go. What I will do today is light some sage. I don't know if the viewers use sage in their practices, but it's something that I use quite a lot. I also use a Palo Santo as well, which is holy wood, which has got a very beautiful sweet smell to it. But it clears the air of negative energies that might have stored up. It's something that I do with my cards. In between readings, I will sage them to get rid of any lingering meanings or readings from the last person. It's difficult when I'm doing a live like this because naturally it's quite fast and to smudge in between is quite hard. So I do that intentionally in between readings. I'll say, okay, we're moving on to the next reading. Can we please clear the cards for the next reader? But if I was to light this sage just now, and whilst you're watching, it's up to you what you do, whether you close your eyes, whether you want to carry on watching. But it's about clearing our minds. It's about clearing our minds and being conscious of what it is that we're feeling today. If we all start taking deep breaths, if you start with 3 deep breaths, so breathe in and hold it for a few seconds, and then breathe out slowly. And then again, breathe in and breathe out slowly through our mouth. One more time through the nose. Hold it for a few seconds and then out through the mouth. If there's any thoughts that come into your mind, imagine that there's a helium balloon that surrounds that thought and let it drift off. Grab hold of the string at the end of the balloon and let it go. And if there's any questions that you want answering today, hold the intention of that question in your mind. Especially when I'm answering the question, hold the intention in your mind so that I can receive the messages that need to be passed on. Okay?
And we already have 2 viewers, so please starting to come up with your questions. Before you put some questions down, I start with questions what people were sending to me before.
Okay.
First of all, it's Laila. You always pronounce my name right. In Latvian and Norwegian, it is the same with a clear A, not English one. So, hello, Lila.
Hi, Lila.
And Lila's question, what really happened with students at Diatlo Pass in 1959? It was in the Ural mountain in the winter. They had cut their tents from inside and run out in the snow barefoot, and their bodies were found far away. All seems like total panic, and this is strange because they were experienced hikers and campers, and in this environment, some of the bodies was missing their tongues. The Russian military searchers had equipment to measure some radiation. Many theories has come afterwards, but no result. Question, what really happened with the students at the Atlo Pass in 1959?
I'm feeling that, and this is a question that I can answer without the cards. I will draw on them in a second just to get clarification, but I'm feeling that, we have to accept that there are life species out there besides humans. And, there's a lot of talk about reptilians and, what happens there. But in this scenario, I'm feeling quite strongly that greys were a big part of this. And they feed off humans. There's a lot of other reports of this same sort of scenario where bodies have been found with their tongues that have been ripped out and their eyes have been taken out, and that's all that's happened to the bodies. And this is typically, from research that I've done, something that greys would do. Reptilians, I don't know, it might be something that they would do as well, but it's definitely something that isn't of this planet. But like I say, let me just get clarification. Can we have clarification on this question, please? Ooh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, the first card, and I think we've got to remember that keeping or concentrating on negative things isn't good for the collective. But the first card is out with the old and in with the new. And heaven is showing you a sign that it's time to move in a new direction. So, oh gosh, I just dropped it. Bear with. It's always good to talk about these things, but it's also important to remember that it's not something to concentrate on. And then the next card that came out is an action card. It's symbolizing that although these things have happened in the world, that we're heading in the right direction, and things are working out beautifully. I've said it before in other shows, but the light's already won. The darkness has already been pushed out, if you like, because of all of us raising our consciousness into light. So these things, yes, they have happened, and they could possibly happen again without explanation, but to concentrate on the light and the positive side of things rather than concentrate on the negative.
Okay, next question from Lila is, David Paulides has investigated missing people for many years. He has met a stone wall from nation parks on this. Question, why won't park officials give information of what they have found?
I think a lot of what is found out is shocking, and the information, although we all want to hear what it is, they feel that we're not ready to hear it. It might be that we are ready to hear what is actually happening in the world, but they're holding it back from us. Also, because once we know, the world would be a different place. We would act differently. And you've got to remember that they want to keep us in a low vibration. They want to keep us in fear. And I think if we were to know about these things, we would start to act on it. And again, lift our vibrations even higher to try and get these evil things to stop happening. And they don't want that. They don't want that to happen. But again, I will just see what the cards say. Ooh, that one wants to come out. Embrace those around you. It's time for great spiritual growth for you, making it even more important to surround yourself with those who love you and share your beliefs. Be willing to accept help from others. You could find comfort in traditional solutions, or your heart may long to try new ideas. So basically, the cards are saying that it's time for us to come together collectively, spiritually. And again, it's very much pointing in the direction of raising our consciousness and raising our light. And not concentrating on the negative, embracing those around you, surrounding yourselves with soul family that understand what it is that you're going through and understand what you know about the world, so that we can all come together and start being, start doing something about it, really, and start acting on it.
The next one question from Lila is, why are shoes found but no body?
Gosh, again, that's a very difficult question to answer. There's things that happen in the world that have been happening for centuries. And, you know, they do things to humans that aren't very nice at all. You know, rituals take place, and we are part of the rituals. And you know, and bodies go missing. There's no explanation for it. Some people have explanations for it, and they come forward and say things, but I wouldn't like to say that live because it's horrifying, it's horrible, and sometimes it's better not to know. And again, just to keep yourself in the light and to raise your consciousness. If you do really want to know, then you know, go down the rabbit hole. It's all the information is out there for all of us to find out. They don't hide it. They put it in plain sight. It's whether you are willing to go down that rabbit hole. And I warn you, once you go down that rabbit hole, it is shocking what you find out. And when I did it, it actually made me poorly. I had to stop, and my husband became very worried about me. And I did. I listened to his advice, and I pulled myself away from it. But, you know, humans have an eagerness to learn. So I went back down the rabbit hole again, and I took off from where I left, and went further in. And again, it started making me poorly. And it got to the point where I had to say, look, enough is enough. I know what's happening in the world now. And it's time for me to raise the vibration of the world, raise my light, raise the consciousness, show love to the world, and shine the light on the darkness that's happening. So I urge anybody to do that. By all means, go down the rabbit hole. You know, Telegram is a fantastic platform for that. There's lots of groups that go down that route, and I'll even share some groups. But you have to be very careful, because the dark is very, they're very clever at manipulating us and even showing us things that we think is the truth, but actually it's not. So you have to go with your gut instincts. You have to go with the feelings inside that your soul are giving you. But by all means, you know, go down that rabbit hole and find out for yourself. And I think that's a very important point, is that the information is there for us individually to find out the truth, because I think that's the only way that we can do it. I could tell you, but you'd go, yeah, whatever. And cognitive dissonance would kick in, and you wouldn't believe me. So you have to do it yourself. So yeah, go down the rabbit hole. And if you do, please know that we're here to support you. If you do find that it is making you feel poorly, or you're finding things out that are so shocking you don't know what to do with the information, you know, we're here to support you and to lead you through that.
Yeah, we both are wide awake and been through rabbit holes, and
Yeah.
some things I can't even get out of my mind. It's
It's far
time and
back,
time again,
isn't it?
time and time again. Especially there was about one little offspring, yeah, and it's not. what I see not getting out of my head. It stays there.
It's
So
flipping.
when you going through rabbit holes, be prepared to get quite a shock moments, and maybe you will never ever be the same again.
Well, no, I
Because
don't think you will be. It's one of those things that once you are awake and once you realise what's happening in the world, it's brilliant because we all need to know. But at the same time, you can never go back. You can never. They say that the ones that are awake can never sleep, and the ones that are fast asleep sleep perfectly sound, and that's very true. Because I couldn't sleep for a very long time after I found out. Because we naturally want to do something about it, and what can we do? You know, but the thing to do, the job of starseeds, of earth angels, of light angels, is to raise our consciousness, is to raise the vibrations of the planet. And that is what's going to stop these evil things from happening to the offspring of the world. And it's that simple. But yeah.
another question is about, again from Lila. Why are victims often of German descent and or having a handicap?
Say that again, my love. Let me get a grasp of the question.
Why are victims often of German descent and or having a handicap?
It's again. I don't think that's a question we can answer. I think I'll see what. Let me just grab another pack of cards.
Maybe something I that's only my gut feeling. I'm not psychic, I'm not doctor or anything, but maybe something to do to Germans. Germans are somehow bloodlines or something is what more
Yeah, it's almost like
appears to
they're
great.
persecuted. Yeah. Again, it's about going down the rabbit hole, and what you'll find is that, oh gosh, it's so hard to say without, but Jews are people that we've always been led to believe through history to be the victim, and that they've always been persecuted, they've always been picked on, they've always been the people that have gone after. But that's for a reason. You know, these Jewish religions have hidden beliefs that we don't know about, and they're very good at hiding that. So, you know, again, it's about going down the rabbit hole and learning about it yourself, because I'm not saying every single Jewish person on the whole planet is part of it, but a lot of it came from the Second World War and the First World War, where Germans fought against the Jews. You know, I know England got involved a lot, but again, going down the rabbit hole, you'll find that history is written by the winners and twisted. And what we know isn't fact.
It's not exactly, not at all what actually happens.
Exactly. I mean, my children were home educated for a good 2 years because I didn't want them learning about the things that were taught in school, because let's face it, school is an institution that was created by the Rothschilds, you know, that puts our children into these places where they're taught things that aren't true for a reason, so that they, you know, they go on to be workers. So I warn them now, when you're in history, don't believe anything that they're teaching you. Listen to your mama. But did you want me to pull some cards on that?
I don't know how you feel. That's entirely your feeling. I just asking questions what Lila sent me.
Let me just, I did grab another pack of cards. These are actually tarot cards.
And while Christine getting prepared for reading, please guys, consider to buying us a coffee or coffee with cake, because we do need support our families. So it would be nice to get some tips from you.
Yes, that'd be good. Now the sun cards come out. Oh gosh, there we go. And the sun card is very much a card that asks us to, believe it or not, to raise our energy levels, our mental awareness, our mental alertness, optimism and happiness. So it's good for us. Well, is it good? Go down the rabbit hole yourself. You'll find out why we're being so careful about what we're saying. But the card, the sun card came out. We have to raise our vibrations and give ourselves a little bit of vitamin D and be happy rather than concentrating on the negative things in life all the time.
Please, for those who are watching us, please starting to come up with questions. We're waiting for live questions now. Next one question from same event is what is about the strange weather that makes searches difficult to execute after these disappearances?
You say the weather?
Yeah, what is about the strange weather that makes searches difficult to execute after these disappearances?
Well, the weather, whether you're aware of it or not, is controlled all over the world, and it's controlled in their favour. So, if they wanted to hide something, they could easily hide it with the weather by bringing in, fog or a heavy storm to hide things. So yeah, they're in control of a lot. They're in control of keeping us in fear. I mean, we live in a matrix world at the end of the day. What we see and what we live, the majority of it isn't real. And we have to see between the lines and again go with our gut instinct. I mean, it's easy for people that like me that have worked really hard on opening our third eye and we can see things for what they are, but we're all capable of this. I say this to every single person that comes to me. We all have gifts. Human beings are one of the most gifted species ever, but the world that we live in has suppressed our knowledge of where we come from. We don't come from Earth. Earth isn't our home planet. And that's why we are waking up to being starseeds and earth angels, because we've been sent here for a reason. And our reason is to open our gifts, is to be more conscious and to look between the lines. But the majority of the world that we live in isn't real at all, including the weather, unfortunately.
Yeah, please, guys, come up with questions. We're
Yeah, come on,
waiting for
guys.
your live questions.
Yeah, if there's some people that are actually, what did you say? There's 2 people watching.
Yeah, 2 people are watching, but they so far not coming up with questions. Please come up with questions.
Yeah, please. Any questions at all?
There is no stupid questions. There are no silly questions. Even if you want to ask some silly question, fine, ask it. We will light up mood after all questions we've been just answering.
Yeah.
So silly question would be even helpful. So please come up with questions. Next question is from Lila. As I said, I have worked in psych ward for 38 years now. In January 21, colleagues lined up for the first and almost bragging about getting it. For me, it felt wrong, just so wrong. Maybe my intuition told me to not to take it, but I had never. But I had never that experience. Not never, but I had a near that experience in 85, my first and last flu. I had symptoms of every sickness known on man, and 5 minutes away from being sent to hospital. I used my last energy and screamed no. But my question is, was the horrific back then so hard that my immune system got super power because of my colleagues who all get this has been very sick, and most of our patients too. And I have worked in close contact with them all along, and I have not even had a sniffles. So was this experience near that experience in 85 give some superpowers for this lady, for Lila?
Yeah, potentially, yes. When you said it the first time round, I got a gut feeling that, and a message that when that happened, you were almost leveled up, if you like, so that you had the experience and the knowledge to know that whatever comes in the future, whether it be vaccine, sorry, touching my arm, were
Be
for,
careful.
sorry,
I said, be careful.
no. Yeah, so basically you were just leveled up so that you understood and knew exactly what was happening, when it was happening, so that you didn't do it again. So yes, and a lot of people are getting downloads now, especially when you go into deep meditation. And I would urge anyone to do it. If you don't meditate, please try to start, because we are all humans are getting downloads, and we are being shifted up to the next level, if you like, because this is our time. We're talking a lot today about things that I don't need my cards for, because I already know what the answers are, but I can't rectify enough that we are in a time of great awakening, and we need to wake up, and people are waking up more now than ever, and I am so excited. Everybody that comes to me for a reading, especially for the past 2 weeks, all of them are aware of the rabbit hole, and they've been down it, and we touch on it, and we go on to the positives, and we talk about, and I help them to understand what they need to do, and the majority of them are ready to find out what their gifts are, whether it be tarot, whether it be Reiki, whether it be healers. And the majority of, I could actually say all of them are healers. I'm a healer. Daiga is a healer. We're all healers. So the sooner we all realize that and wake up to it, the sooner we create the new world for the next generation of children, which is really important.
Yeah, and we are joined by Vatrina. Good early Saturday morning from East Texas, USA.
Hi.
Hello to Texas, USA. Please come up, Vatrina, with questions. We do like our live questions. Please come up with questions. We're waiting for your live questions.
Yeah.
Next question is from Rita. Will I be able to write a book?
Ooh, let's have a look. Hi, Rita. So, will Rita be able to write a book? Creativity and abundance. You are being called to action. You're ready to accomplish great things and truly come into the fullness of who you are. It's a time of great creativity. Giving birth to beloved projects or becoming a parent, but I don't take that for fact. Follow your passion so that abundance and prosperity manifest for you. So yes, most definitely. I don't often read what's on the cards. I normally go with my gut, but that is a clear sign that you are going to be writing this book, and it is going to be very profitable for you as well. So good luck, and keep us posted on that.
Next one question is from Julia. What cards can say about my life for next half year?
Okay. Spare me 1 second. Whilst I'm shuffling, if we can please remind everybody that, the work that we do is, it's not easy. I mean, for any reading like this and one-to-one readings that I do, I have to go into a very deep meditation to clear my mind, to be able to connect with spirit, to open my third eye. And by the end of the day, especially when I'm doing readings back to back, and especially like this, it's so tiring. You know, and it's unfortunate that we have to ask for donations, but at the end of the day, you know, we've got families to feed. I've got 3 beautiful boys, 2 dogs, you know. So any donation, big or small, will always be greatly received. But yes, let's go back to this question. There we are.
And also, please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, because on my YouTube channel you can find very great information from different people who coming on my show. So,
Okay, so what's the name of the lady again?
Julia.
Julia. So I have
Yeah.
3 cards laid in front of me. I feel like there's been a very important decision that you've had to make recently. And if it's not recently, then it is going to be coming up in the future. And I feel like it's a decision that you've been putting off. You've been procrastinating a little bit, in that you've known that you've needed to deal with it, but you've not been dealing with it. And it's really important that you do. It's on the emotional side of things, I'm feeling. And it's about somebody else. It's almost as if you're worried about upsetting them. But it's really important that the second card, 2 of actions, that you trust in your ability to make choices. You're a good manifester, and your intuition is really good. So regardless of what decisions that you are, or decision you decide to make in this situation, trust in it, and don't let other people influence you, because your intuition is really good, and it will lead you in the right direction. Yeah, I'm feeling like you need to open your eyes a little bit to the bigger picture as well. And instead of concentrating on the immediate effects or how it's going to affect other people, actually zoom out. Imagine yourself looking through a pair of binoculars, and you're zooming out rather than zooming in, or you take it away from your face and see things for what it is. Because the bigger picture and the bigger perspective of the situation is a lot more important than this one particular person. And then the third card is Ace of Abundance, which is telling me that once this decision has been made and you do the right thing, which you will do, again, you know, your intuition is really strong, that the results are going to be wonderful, that you'll have made the right decision, and resources that may involve money or advice or assistance will come to get this done. Let me just, can you give me some clarification, please, on this? There's some clarification, please. Ooh, what's coming out there? No. Bear with me. There we are. This situation requires emotional maturity and total trust from your part. A lot of us tend to second guess or to overthink situations, but it's really important to go with your first instinct. And it might be already there. It might be that I'm feeling like you know exactly what it is that you need to do, but you're overthinking it, and you're worrying, like I said, about this particular person that it might affect. But you need to go with those intentions, and from this, results will be resolved. So, as far as looking ahead into the year, this situation could end quite quickly, or it could carry on depending on your approach to it. So you can carry on procrastinating if you wanted to, and it would carry on through the whole year, or you can decide to listen to that gut instinct and to go with the flow of things and to trust, and it could resolve quite quickly, resulting in a very prosperous year and a happy year. So, you know, the choice is yours in this, really. You know what you need to do.
listen to inner voice.
Yeah, exactly.
We have live question from Katrina. The first thing on my mind is that my 20-year-old disabled son and I are homeless as of almost a week ago. Not from the area, out of for another from the area, out of for another night in a motel. I am going to be. Am I going to be able to find us a place to stay later this morning when we have checkout?
Oh, bless you, sweetheart. What I'll do,
I'm so sorry about your situation, but I'm pretty sure if you are in this situation at the moment, something very great is coming for you
yeah,
in the future. So just try to live through this. I will send lots of healing energy for you after show. So hopefully we'll be able to help you. I do feel very sorry for you.
yeah. Let me just wait for one more card to come out. Bear with me. I am feeling like, and you need to understand and believe this, that your angels, and one of the cards that have come out is Five of Action, which is showing you that your angels are, they've got you. They know exactly what's happening here, and they, sorry, just bear with me. Let me just get this last card out so that I can do a proper opposite. Okay, so
Kyle, please, yes, you can ask questions. We are here for your live questions, so
yeah.
please ask questions.
Okay, so the first card is Be Open to Success. And I know it's really hard in a situation that you are in at the moment, but it's really important to remember, and I say this every week, but remember that what you put out, you are going to get back in. And I know that this situation seems really dire at the moment, but you have to remember that, positivity brings round more positive outcomes, and to listen to divine guidance. I mean, to be open to success is asking you to go within, and again to listen to your guides. The second card, Five of Action, is letting you know that your angels are, they know about your current situation, and they are pushing you to be assertive and self-confident and be willing to stand up for yourself and defend your position. You have the right to excuse yourself from those who bring drama into your life. So I feel like, and please clarification, I feel like you've run away from a situation that is making you unhappy. And I feel like a man's involved here, and you feel like the situation that you're in now is actually better than the way that you were living before, which is brilliant. I mean, I'm so proud of you for doing that, and it's very good that you've achieved that level of understanding and care for yourself that you needed to escape that situation. And I'm also feeling that it's not going to be a long-term thing, it's only temporary, and that your guides and angels especially, they've got your back. So yes, you will find accommodation, and they are guiding you in the right direction. So it's about trusting, which I know is so difficult, my love, but to trust that what is happening is for your greater good, for your greater purpose, and that it's going to lead you down a path of success. I feel like the relationship that you've got with a child, I think you mentioned that you'd got a child with you, is going to become so super close because of this. And you need to pull from that. You need to pull from the love that you have for each other, because that's going to get you through this. And because of that, your relationship is going to be very, very strong. I think it's also a time for you both to, I don't know how young your child is, but to be on the same page in terms of respect and understanding each other. And it might actually, I'm feeling that it's possibly from you as well. I mean, it's a very difficult situation, but to understand that your child is probably a little bit confused at the moment, and doesn't really understand what's happening. So, and then I actually feel your frustration. And again, I know it's hard, but to try and be a little bit understanding towards them and be a little bit more I want to say a little bit more caring towards their situation as well as yours. But please know that your angels are with you, and just to go with the flow with everything that's happening, and believe and trust that the end goal is in sight. And again, away from spiritual readings, away from anything that your angels are there for, please know that we're both here for you. I'm only a text away, whether it be on Facebook, whether you text my personal number. I mean, I'm here for you. You know, you have to call me. It's really important that you've got people around you that understand you, that can give you the guidance that you need. So please know that we are 100% with you. My name's Christine Chembers. You can see that at the bottom of my the screen. Find me on Facebook and give me a text. This doesn't have to be an initial 3-card reading. It can be an ongoing support system from both of us. It doesn't just have to be from me, because obviously in this situation you're going to need that little bit of guidance long term rather than immediately.
There is little clarification from Vatrina. I got attacked by 6-7 days. I got attacked by 6-7 dogs last week when I went to walk 5 miles into town, so I could plug in a phone to make calls because the lady I was staying with shut off electric without notifying me. Fortunately, someone heard me and came to help. It was, and another clarification, it was a female friend actually. My best friend was the love of my love, passed away April 6, 2020.
Oh, bless you.
Yeah. And she's getting very close with the son, and he lived with his dad most of his life, but I have him with me now.
Yeah, and that's what I was feeling. I was feeling like you're getting a little bit frustrated with him, possibly because you're not used to him being there either. So I do feel like that understanding there needs to be put in place for both of you, really, but especially towards your son there.
Yeah, so Vatrina, please, if you need support from both of us, we are there to help. Just find us on Facebook, because you are already calling, chatting with us on Facebook. That means you are on Facebook, so it will be very easy to find me and Christine there. Our contact details is below the video.
Yeah.
Now we have another question from Quirky Giraffe.
Beautiful
Quirky
name.
Giraffe, very interesting name, yeah. Quirky Giraffe is asking, will Sam answer me if he reads my message?
Will Sam answer her?
Answer me if he reads my message.
Oh, so this is obviously, I'm feeling is a relationship that, and please, clarification, but I'm feeling like the relationship ended, and you're not over the relationship, and there's still a connection there between you and him. One card has come out already, and it's face down, but I just want to wait until 2 more cards come out. Can we have some more clarification or guidance, please? I feel, oh gosh, I feel like it's always hard to give bad news, but I don't feel like you will, no. And I do feel like there's a new project for you and you need to move on, which is one of the cards, but I'm just waiting for another one to come out. Bear with me. I know this is upsetting for you because you still love him greatly, but oh, there we are. So I feel like it was a fantastic relationship and you were very in love with him and you had some wonderful experiences. But there's something for you other than this relationship, and I feel like it's quite successful. Can you please clarify if there's some sort of project or something that you've been working on, please? Because I'm feeling like you're giving up on that a little bit, but not to, because it will be a success. And basically the cards are, they're congratulating you on that. So if you can give clarification, please do. The second card, again, it's something new and exciting related to creativity or your career comes to your attention. So I'm feeling like that's something that you need to concentrate on at the moment rather than a relationship. I mean, I just got the word toxic. I don't necessarily feel like the relationship was toxic, but I feel like what is happening now and the eagerness for you to get a message from him is toxic. And that's only going to make you, have negative feelings at a time where actually prosperity is coming and when you should actually be concentrating on something else. And I do feel like, I mean, when this card normally comes up, it's the Ten of Emotions. It's normally a family card that would indicate right at the beginning of a reading that you have got a fantastic, beautiful family. But this is actually a future card. Which is telling me that you're going to meet somebody else and you're going to have, a beautiful relationship. And you're going to have children with them and you're going to have a successful life, a very fulfilling life. So it's very much time to forgive and forget. And I know it'll be hard, but it's time to forget Sam and to move on. Relationships end for a reason. And it's probably a good thing to honour that and to understand that the time has come for you to move on. If there's any other questions, then please, give me another question. But that is what I'm getting from cards, and that's what I'm feeling from spirit.
Sorry, Chris, there is clarification. There was connection, but no communications. I'm working on spirituality and on piano. Piano, yes. It was a little. What was meant by that? Yes, true. Yes, okay. Next question is, how does he feels about me?
Now you see, I was starting to get that, and it's funny you asked that question because I feel like oh gosh, it's very hard to say, but I feel like he just wants a clean break, and that whatever it was that created the relationship to end in the first place was a good reason for him to not be there. So I'm not obviously, I'm not a fly on the wall. I don't know what happened in the relationship, but that incident sparked him to say, no, that's enough. I'm off. So again, clarification if you can. Can we have some clarification, please, on Sam? Any more? Oh, there we are.
Keep those questions coming. Kylie, I will ask your question after Christine finish with this question.
Yeah, I mean, it's positive recognition card, which again, it's a congratulations card. So it's just clarification that what is happening is the right thing for both of you to do, and to maybe not hold on so much to what he's feeling and what he's going through. There are things that can be done to cut cords between two people if there's still a connection, and that is to ask Archangel. I'm sure it's Archangel Michael to come to you and ask him to cut the cord. And the idea is maybe at night, especially when in between you falling asleep and still being awake, ask him to come to you. His light is blue, I believe. So if you can envision blue, and then imagine you and Sam with a cord. If I ever do it, I imagine the cord from the belly button, from your belly button to his belly button, and then ask Archangel Michael to come in, and he will cut that cord. And then I ask you to literally imagine Sam drifting away from you until he disappears, and then go to sleep. And in the morning when you wake up, you will feel so much better about the situation. But most definitely, I feel it's time for both of you to move on, and for you to, again, I'm getting it again. You've had an idea, a brilliant idea. It could be, it might be the spirituality side of things. And again, I'm seeing a lot of people starting to go down their spiritual path. And spiritual growth is very much about going into yourself and being alone, and isolating yourself. And this is possibly what it is that the cards are showing to me, that it's time for you to love yourself. It's time for you to understand yourself more by going on that spiritual path. And of course, playing the piano, that's a brilliant thing to do. And that is, I feel, is going to help you clear the logical side of your brain and help you to go into a meditative state. And it's going to help you through the processes of cutting the cords with Sam and being able to move on. It's almost like it's been given to you as a way of taking your mind off things. So concentrate on yourself, do the spiritual work, and learn how to play the piano. And I'd love you to be on the show one day playing as a tune.
That would be nice. Next question is from Kylie. Can I please ask what is going on around me, and do you see things going good soon?
Okay, can I just ask what your name is again, my love?
Kylie.
Kylie. Hi, Kylie.
Kyle. Maybe I pronounce wrong, but...
Okay, so as soon as I said your name, soon after, the card came out. I'm feeling like you're feeling a little bit lost at the moment. It's almost like you have a deep longing for something meaningful in your life, and there's a bit of a blockage. It's almost like there's more out there, and you want to explore. And again, it's amazing. It's almost like people are being drawn to my readings that are on a spiritual life path, because I see it every single week that people are feeling like there's something not quite right, and it's this spiritual awakening that we're all being led down.
And we are, what Rina is saying, and I click notification for when you go live. Thank you very, very, very much.
You're welcome.
So you're welcome.
I feel like, Kylie, that you are about to have something change in your life, whether it be career, and it's an important change as well. Can we have some more clarification, please?
Sorry, can I give you little clarification from Kylie? I
Yeah.
just need to know what's going on around me and when will things move forward. My mom, uncle, and brother are obsessed with trying to take me out, and I know they are waiting for my dad to pass for their own financial gain, and it's making me very, very, very angry.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Can we have some clarification, please, for Kylie? With the comment that she's just made, please, keeping this in mind, can we have some clarification for Kylie? I feel like this situation is going to come to an end fairly soon. The Ten of Thought has come through, which is indicating that you will be able to breathe a sigh of relief. With the challenging times behind you, you'll be able to move on. And I do feel, oh gosh, can we give me some clarification on Kylie's father, please? A little bit of guidance on what's going to be happening with her father.
And her name is pronounced Kyol.
Oh, apologies, my darling.
Kyol. Kyol.
Kyol. It's a beautiful name.
Very, very strange. Beautiful, but very strange. I never heard this name before.
I feel
Sorry
like
if I'm pronouncing wrong.
I feel like you've been balancing a lot of different priorities, and that you are quite confused at the moment on the situation. But again, this one keeps coming in, which is the card that indicates that the end is coming to a situation. Can you just clarify whether your father's poorly, please? I feel like he's got an illness.
And he is a boy. Kyol, and he's a boy.
Oh, I see. Gosh, yes. But yes, can you please give clarification of your father being poorly, please? It's a very sporadic reading, so I'm having to get a little bit of clarification for this one, please, if that's okay.
He's poorly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like Spirit are asking you to, as much as this is a negative situation now, that it's time for you to sit with your father. Your father's the most important thing in this whole situation at the moment. It's unfortunate that there's negativity around it, but I will pull some more cards after this. But initially, the cards are asking you to remember your past accurately. And it's almost like sitting with your father and just spending time with him, because at the end of the day, money and everything that he's going to be leaving behind isn't important. What is important is everything that you've experienced together. And it's time to look back at the memories that you've had together. And I do envision, it's almost like I can see you sitting next to him whilst he's in his bed. And this is what's important, and this is what you need to be doing with him. Can I have some more clarification, please? Oh gosh, that was quick.
Another clarification from Kayol. It's my dumb uncle, and when will he get karma? My uncle is orchestrating his death for financial gain. I can't control my emotions.
Gosh.
It's another horrible situation.
It is, yeah. And I am getting the feeling that the cards aren't really giving me let me just put these down. I am getting the feeling that as much as it's a terrible situation, that it's going to be resolved quite quickly, and that let me just go for another deck of cards, and that it's not important. Yes, it's horrible, but it's not an important thing, a thing to be concentrating on now. And that, anyway, let me just get this card out that's come out. Yeah, gosh, the Emperor card has just come out. These are actual tarot cards. And it's a loving relationship between father and child. And you are the master of your own emotions, leadership abilities, of authority, of willpower, and self-control. So, yes, this situation is horrible. And your uncle obviously isn't a very nice person. But that isn't what's important right now. And it's not what you should be concentrating on. Your emotions should be on your father. And the Emperor card is very much a loving relationship between father and son. So, you've had a fantastic relationship with your dad. And it's time to honour that. It's time to remember him and to sit with him, regardless of what's happening in the background. Forget that for now. And I do feel that once he does pass, and I don't feel like it's soon either. He's poorly, but it's not imminent. And the situation with your uncle, I feel like is going to be resolved. There's a positive outcome to it. When I was dealing with the other deck of cards, a lot of positivity was coming out, but it wasn't answering my question properly. But again, the positivity is there. So don't concentrate too much on the situation. I don't think it. And also, what you've got to remember is that money is not important. It really isn't. Ace of Cups. The Cups is abundance, a joy and a peace. We've also got the what have we got there? Nine of Cups. Again, Cups. Your deepest desire is granted. A problem is solved. Yeah, I honestly think that, and I keep repeating myself here because I keep trying to get clarification, but spend time with your father. That's the most important thing. A lot of cup cards are coming out, which is abundance. You've got a very loving family away from your uncle, I'm feeling. Clarification would be great. Concentrate on them, spend time with them, and the situation will soon be sorted out. And he's not going to be able to succeed in the things that he's trying to do, I feel.
And there is another clarification. I get very angry. He set me up to go to prison. I get so mad and I don't care about money, but these people do. And sometimes my anger gets the best of me.
Yeah. Is there any way that this relationship between you and your uncle can end and that you can shut him out of your life? And it's interesting that, I've just been, when I draw the next card, I was concentrating on your uncle, and it's the Nine of Pentacles, which is indicating that money and possessions are safe if you are cautious and disciplined, and watch out for your financial interests. Rely on your own instincts and research, and do not trust financial advisors. You're coming into a large sum of money and possible inheritance or lottery. Yeah, well, you are going to get the inheritance, and this card is massive clarification from that. In fact, I'm quite impressed with that card because and another one, Four of Cups. You become increasingly dissatisfied with the focus of material possessions, which is what you've just said, and you need something more in your life. Emotionally, you're very emotionally exhausted at the moment, and it's almost like you've lost interest in normal activities, and you're struggling with a little bit of depression at the moment and self-absorption, which is understandable in this sort of situation. I mean, it's an incredibly dark, deep situation to be in, but you must take action if you're going to find answers to this happiness. We have just one more card of clarification. Thank you. Again, it's Four of Pentacles. An inheritance, gift, or large sum of money leads to arguments. Oh my goodness gracious. Possessiveness and selfishness, and you try to keep all the money for yourself. But this is your uncle that's trying to do this. And he's very much being a fool, to be honest. He's not going to be able to accomplish this at all. I feel like eventually a contract will be signed, an agreement will be reached, and it's not going to be in his favour. And I feel like you're going to come out a winner in this situation. So yes, I feel your anger, but he's not somebody to be around anyway. So I really urge you, once this whole situation has ended, that you get him out of your life and you move on to, to green pastures, and to change your. It's almost like changing the people around you. And your uncle he doesn't deserve you in his life. So it's time for you to push him out and to but concentrate on your father at the moment. Everything's going to be absolutely fine. Please don't worry. And trust that everything's going to be okay. Negative thoughts create negative actions. So positive thoughts create positive outcomes. So keep that in mind as well, my love.
Yeah, and he's saying, thank you, guys. He's very, very evil rat of a man. Like Christine say, concentrate on your dad, and for trying maybe try your emotions, shout in pillow. One technique could be shout in pillow. Yeah. Another technique could be you can go outside, take a stick and bang on something. Another way of taking anger out and obsession out. Imagine you banging the uncle. Or go for a run. Go do some physical exercises. That again takes out this anger issues.
Another thing that go on, sorry, my love.
No, just find something how you can take out this angry energy on something else, and don't give this evil man any reason to put you in prison or any other harm to you. So just keep yourself clear out of his way.
Yeah, I do feel like I'm feeling narcissistical tendencies, but he's one of the most narcissistic people that you'll probably come across. So yeah, definitely shut him out of your life. But I just wanted to add one thing that I've done in the past. When I suffered from depression and I was full of anger and I wanted to release it, is I got a catalogue, the closed catalogue. It was quite a thick catalogue, and I just sat in the middle of a room and I just tore it apart. And at first it was just tearing it, and then by the end of it, I mean, it was everywhere. But the release that I got from tearing this catalogue apart, and it got aggressive towards the end. But releasing that anger is something that is really important at this time, because you need to be concentrating on your father. And obviously you're going to be transferring that energy onto him when you're with him, which obviously isn't something that you want to do right now. There's places where I live also that where you can find a bridge, or that that not a lot of people go to, or a middle of a field, or somewhere that's really quiet, and just scream at the top of your voice, and swear, even get every single harsh, disgusting word out of your mouth just to release that anger. But that is what needs to happen here.
And he's saying, I make videos on mental health to try and reach out to people. If you want, I'm very happy to have you on my show one day. Just text me, email me, and you can come on my show and spread word to people who are watching my shows as well.
Yeah.
So that would be great. And I think, Christine, at the moment we don't have any more questions. So we will end our show with usual question. What advice universe wants to give our viewers the week ahead to our next show? And while Christine is shuffling the cards, I want to remind everybody that our next show will be on 14th of May at 10 o'clock. That's next Saturday, 10 o'clock, same time and same day. So Saturday, 10 o'clock. Please come back with more questions.
Oh gosh, they're flying everywhere.
Have wonderful and very blessed day to you and everyone. And we have thank yous from all people who are watching our show. So please, please, guys, come back next Saturday. And if you want to come on our show, my show, so please contact me and I will arrange show with you. So I'm up for everyone who doing something good for humanity. Please come on my show.
Yeah. And to end on, the King of Cups has come out, which is illustrating a man of warm, calming personality and extremely friendly and outgoing, emotionally balanced and considerate to others. Responsible, others can count on him and give wise advice. This man is in a This man is in a position of authority and has the respect of many. In love, he is giving, and trustworthy. So it's almost like this card's come out as an example for us to lead with. So to be trustworthy, loving, emotionally balanced, extremely friendly and outgoing, warm, caring, and spread the love. And I urge everybody, and it'd be lovely. I know there's not many people watching, to have or to carry out some acts of kindness this week or next week, whether it be buy a bunch of flowers and hand it to somebody in the street and just say, I'm doing this as a act of random kindness, or buying a bar of chocolate from a homeless guy. All of us, let's do one thing that creates happiness in somebody else's life, and it'd be lovely to hear next week what it is that you did.
You reminded me that I got to get back in contact with someone about interviewing me about my pre-birth memories and near-death experience. I totally forgot. And Kylo is saying I'm going to volunteer at hospice. I'm running them up today. Ring up them today. So
Wow.
please, guys, don't forget about me. Contact me if you want to come on my show. Please contact me. Thank you very much for watching. Do you still have something else, Christine, to say?
No, that's it. Just that I enjoy this every week, and it'd be wonderful if we could get some more viewers and some more questions. So the people that are watching, please tell your friends and your family, and spread the word. And also, please let me remind you that we do ask for donations. I charge people for my readings one-to-one, but when it comes to things like this, we do ask for donations. And it's important that you realise how much energy it takes from both of us to do this, and they will be greatly received. And I said this last week, but remember that whatever you put out in the universe, you receive. So by giving us donations for what it is that we do, because we give out to receive, you're also giving out to receive as well. So abundance would come your way, which is something to remember.
Thank you very much for watching, and from our hearts to yours, God bless.